time we could be walking around a zoo with the sun shining down over me and you, and there'll be love in the bodies of the elephants too, and I'll put my hands over your eyes but you'll peek through, and there'll be sun, sun, sun all over our bodies, and sun, sun, sun all down our necks, and there'll be sun, sun, sun all over our faces, and sun, sun, sun. So what the heck, 'cause I'll be laughing at all of your silly little jokes, and we'll be laughing about how we used to smoke all those stupid little cigarettes and drink stupid wine, 'cause it's what we needed to have a good time. But it was fun, fun, fun when we were drinking, it was fun, fun, fun when we were drunk, it was fun, fun, fun when we were laughing, it was fun, 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 oh it was fun.
Welcome to The Planet, the podcast for L Word fans. I'm Casey.
And I'm Elka. This week we'll be discussing the season premiere of Season 5, LGB Tease.
So, what do you want to talk about? So this is Season 5 of the L Word, and it's Season 3 of the Planet cast. You think we're going to be able to make it through the whole season?
Of course. If you do all the work and carry me like you always do.
Yes. Well, I've done it for 2 years so far. Did you want to talk about anything, like what you were anticipating from the show?
I just had an open mind this time. Usually I make predictions and try and figure out what's going to happen. And this year I just went with it. I just waited to see what was going to happen.
Is it because your expectations were crushed last year? Or?
Well, Season 4 was not my favorite, but I just have this gut feeling that Season 5 is going to be good.
Well, I had a really good feeling about it before it started, and now I have a really good feeling about it. So,
although at first when the show started, I thought we were accidentally watching Sex and the City.
Why?
Because she was writing on her laptop.
Oh.
Is it impossible to find good pussy in New York City? Who do you think has better clothes, Jenny Schechter or Carrie Bradshaw?
A.
Okay.
It could be time related, though.
Who do you think has better boobs?
Okay,
no,
A.
no. I haven't given you your choices yet.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to know who had better boobs, Samantha Jones or...
Jenny.
Jenny has better boobs.
Jenny has probably the best boobs on the show.
Disagree
I'm going to say
strongly.
she's second now, but...
To...
Tasha.
I know, that's what I was going to say.
Tasha is...
She has nice
smoking
boobies.
bod, yeah.
Any
backwards.
conversation that we begin ends with, she had nice boobies.
Wait, we can't start the podcast because I need a strawberry daiquiri.
A strawberry daiquiri?
It's from the show.
Did she say, can I get you a strawberry daiquiri?
Yes, Tina.
I didn't even get that. I watched
Nina.
it 3 times.
I thought I saw you writing that down. Okay, what did you think of like the over the top
I thought it was
reenactment?
Funny. It was funny. It was over the top, but in a good way. It was funny. It was this close to being not funny.
But you know what I discovered within that first little segment? I can't even believe I'm saying this. I realized that I'm going to be, for some reason, something in my brain has changed or something. And now I like Tina.
Oh my God. I can't believe you're saying that
Why?
you like Tina. Because later on in the show, I came to the same conclusion. Like, wait a minute, I like Tina now.
Yeah, by the end of the show, I was like, I love this character now. Now I think she's hilarious.
It's weird, too, because they didn't just give her a personality transplant like they've done with some other characters. Like Helena. You hate her the first season she's on, and then you like her, but she's a totally different person.
And then when
Tina's the same, but all of a sudden I like her.
No, you know why? It's because, and I cannot believe I'm saying this because I was not a fan of this person, but I think it's actually because Laurel Holloman might be a good actress. Because, like, her character in previous seasons was, like, this annoying, bitchy, like, fucking... Then she turned straight. How could I be expected to like her? Now, she's also equally realistic, but in a funny way. And she's single again, and single girls are usually more likable. And she's gay again. So I think it's just I'm stupid.
Basically, that's what it boils down to.
Anyway, so yeah, now I like her a lot. I'm not just saying, yeah, I like her now. She's funny. Her facial expressions.
What was with the double eyebrow?
What?
She gave Jenny the double eyebrow raise. No one can do the double eyebrow raise.
I don't know what you're talking about.
She was like, eh?
Oh, well, that was in the over the top part.
Like, okay, you
know who
do
does that?
one eyebrow
Joyce
raise.
Wishnia does that.
She'll do one exaggerated eyebrow raise, but 2 in a row, like the double whammy eyebrow raise, nobody can get away with that unless you're an 80-year-old man giving your granddaughter a piece of candy. I want some candy. No, not the double eyebrow.
Oh my God.
Do you think it's significant that season 5 begins with Jenny Schechter as the first character?
I think that it's significant and beautiful and pleasant that we got a freeze frame of Mia Kirshner's ass.
Rewind, and it's like they knew we were going to do it.
So they just saved us the time.
They did it for us.
That was
I really appreciate that little extra effort that they put in to...
We were so surprised. I was shocked that they didn't change the theme song. I don't even think they changed any of the video during it.
They added in a little bit more of Tasha, and they added a little bit more
Jody.
They added some more Jody, but that other than that, it was almost exactly the same.
They did not put Betty music in the rest of the show, so thank you.
I know if the intro is the only Betty we have,
that's fine. We'll let you get away with that.
We can choke down the bile and get through it.
Gross!
Especially because when the music comes on, you just jump up and get in front of the TV and do a funny dance to distract me, and that really helps.
You do?
You do. You did.
I was trying to distract myself from the music. Like I couldn't just sit there and say nothing. We don't talk very much during the show because we want it to be fresh for the podcast. So like I was exploding with some sort of emotion, and I had to.
We're so fresh. We keep it fresh for the podcast. Bet and Tina are basically groveling on their hands and knees to get Angelica into the right preschool. This girl is going to have some issues.
I don't know if she's going to have issues or not. How much of a...
You're cute.
I would exchange childhoods with her.
So what's the deal with this rivalry with the gay guys that Bet and Tina have?
I think they're just competing to get into the preschool.
But are they like the mirror image of Bet and Tina?
They're better than them.
They're the gay male version of them?
I don't know. I think that they're going to try to fill their preschool with a diverse group. And so that's why they kept bringing up what made them diverse.
Is this the trend in the gay community? Like, well, my kid is a quarter Asian, a third Tibetan.
It's the trend in America, don't you think?
No.
Well, that's why they stopped all the international adoptions, because Americans thought it was like, it's like designer babies. Oh, anybody can get a brown one or a white one. I want a mixture of something, or I want a different color.
I want a half Nigerian, half Eskimo baby.
I want a half Wheaten Terrier, half Wheaten Terrier. I don't know. I don't know anything about that world yet. One day I'm sure I'll be competing for preschools.
I mean, they're not even up to kindergarten yet.
Was it an art-infused preschool? Because I want to go there. I don't know. All Angelica ever talks about is pooping and napping. She doesn't care about art. We move from that to Casey giving Helena a cavity search in prison.
That was the hottest cavity search I ever saw.
How would you like to have that job?
Hello, my name is Gwen. And I'm here to search your vagina.
Ew.
That lady has the biggest hair. I was just staring at her hair like, how does she get it like that?
I can't believe you're saying this to me right now with your hair as it is. You have the biggest hair.
Not like that.
I mean singular hair. Let's reenact the scene from the prison cell. You be Helena. No, I'll be Helena and you be Thug. I'm totally against killing.
Shit happens.
And then we go to the rip-off session. And yes, my balls are hanging out as I say this, but I don't care. This whole show was a rip-off of the Planet Podcast.
I know, it's so obvious.
They are imitating us.
Seriously. Get some original ideas,
I
Missy.
mean, I know that the writers are on strike, but why you have to steal from us lowly podcasters? Hi, welcome to the podcast from the planet. Hi, Mama Bumblebee.
Let's go to Playa del Carmen and Tulum.
It's like they listen to our podcast and then they're like, oh, Casey and Elka went to Tulum. Let's have Jenny go to Tulum because that's where all the crazy people go, apparently. Anyway, what else did they rip off from us?
That's about it.
I know. They also ripped off when Paige opens the door and she sees Shane with a boob on her head and she's like, hi. That happened to us last summer. Okay.
There was that. So they're obviously trying to insert this excuse to make a lot of dumb jokes and like teach us lingo by Phyllis having her little study guide of...
Do you really think so? Who doesn't know that shit? That's like Lesbians 101.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes they make stuff up on the show and pretend like it's slang.
They didn't do that. Did they?
Yeah, they did that in the first season.
No, I meant on this show.
No, but they're gonna. My point is the U-Haul thing is so tired.
Oh my God. If I hear the U-Haul joke one more time.
People have been telling that joke since we were fetuses. It's not funny anymore. It's the first joke ever when the first lesbian was created.
The cave lesbian.
It's like, we'll get our Stonehall. It's dumb.
It is really terrible.
Think of a new lesbian joke, people. Come on.
Well, why were they doing a podcast? Come on.
Have you ever seen any other television show where they even mention podcast or make a podcast at the planet? We're obviously so awesome that we need to be incorporated onto the actual show.
Why don't they just say, I swear, they should just go on the show and say, hey, did you listen to the Planet podcast with Casey and Elka? Because motherfuckers, we know you want to say it. We're hereby giving you permission. In future seasons, just go ahead.
Leave the Bumblebee thing for us. That's just our little thing.
Well, what was the point of them doing the video podcast?
Because Alice doesn't do the chart anymore because that's terrestrial radio and that's so over. And so now she's doing a bi-weekly video podcast. What the fuck? You don't know, but we know that's impossible. That is humanly impossible.
That's like having 2 full-time jobs.
Seriously.
And being a whore. So what does she do for a living now?
Clearly she's living off the fabulous proceeds of podcasting and running a website. She's living off our chart and the Planet podcast because it's very lucrative.
No, her podcast is called Alice in Lesboland.
Live from the planet.
Live from the planet with Casey and Elka. Motherfuckers.
Well, Phyllis and Alice are recording their bi-weekly video podcast, Live from the Planet. And apparently Daniela C. is still on the show, even though...
She was supposed to be gone.
I really thought that was it for her last season. Like, they left her standing alone in the driveway looking forlorn. I thought that was her exit. But apparently she's back from San Francisco. I believe it's because Daniela C. knows she'll never get another acting job ever.
Oh my
God. So she's
God.
gonna stay on the Elric.
Holy shit. Lay it on the line, Elka. Lay it on the motherfucking line. Well, she could get voice surgery. You know what I mean?
And so what happened to Grace, the hot girl that gave Max a blowjob and whisked him off to San Francisco?
Apparently she went to San Francisco and stayed. I wish she hadn't.
I know. They're not even going to say. It's just chalk another one up to the mysterious disappearances of the L word.
Well, they can't have 5,000 characters. I kind of like that they haven't introduced any new characters.
They will, though.
I thought that the character that Shane was talking to at the party might be a new character because she was interesting looking and kind of a little bit too hot, but it appears not.
Max spends like half a second saying he's back from San Francisco. And then Kit, the only time Kit's on the show, okay, first of all, what was on Kit's head? Was that human hair?
I'm sure it wasn't.
It was like
I think it was probably a wig.
Mane. Okay, the only time I've ever seen that hairstyle before in my life is on like the little cartoons you make on your Nintendo Wii.
Oh my God.
They have that hair. Oh, and so she got rid of the Manny. He's gone, that nanny fucking motherfucker.
I can't believe during the interview, Phyllis doesn't... Okay, what is her job title?
Executive Vice Chancellor of...
Vice?
I don't know.
I thought she was basically like the president of a university.
She's the emperor.
She doesn't know what the T stands for in LGBT?
I think that is not unusual.
What? The president of a university? That's like usually a pretty big organization. That was shocking to me. Plus, can't you fucking figure it out? Come on. What else is
left?
What'd you
say? Tentative?
Testicularian? City testicular. Rised.
Tomatoes?
Okay. And for really no reason other than she had a brief passing thought, it sounds like, about nipples, she's decided not to have a sex change operation. He's decided not to have a sex change operation. Do you think that's weird?
Do you have a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with it. Whatever makes him happy is fine with me. As long as he keeps it over there and doesn't flaunt it in public. It seemed like he had given a lot of thought to it before and had completely made up his mind to do this 100%. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, well, I found out you might lose sensation in your nipples, so I'm fine how I am.
Yeah, he was so set on getting his boobs chopped off that he like threw Jenny's laptop across the house.
That was the...
He was like, you don't understand.
It wasn't... That was the drugs throwing.
Seriously, though, I thought what Max said was one of the only, like, authentic sounding things that it actually made me like him, because he's basically saying, I'm a man, it doesn't matter, I don't need surgery and to do all this stuff. I respect that. He's like, I know I'm a man, I don't need that. I thought that was little Max's growing up.
Okay, well, here's what I think it was. I think that he came to this conclusion that he wanted to have a sex change operation because he's like, I want to be a man. I want to be the man, and I want to be the man during sex, and I don't feel comfortable with my body as a woman. And he thought he wasn't going to be able to be aroused that way because he didn't like his own body. And then, remember, he had hot sex with Grace, and she showed him the light.
And then he dumped her and left her in San Francisco?
And then Tasha calls Alice in the middle of it, and then Alice starts crying on the couch. I'm just kidding.
Alice has dark roots, which usually looks kind of bad, but
I thought you were talking about her psyche. I was like, she was crying. She has dark roots.
No, her hair.
I know.
About her hair. But for some reason, it didn't look trashy. It looked cool.
Because it's Alice.
She can really get away with certain things that other people cannot.
When did she look the hottest on the show? It was in the final scene when she was at home wearing mismatched pajamas, no bra,
glasses,
big chunky black glasses, and greasy hair. She looked fucking hot like that. But
it's true.
I don't know. I think that's like a leftover weirdness from living in dorms. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have a little tip for you. If you go to jail...
Wait, is this a tip for me personally?
Yes.
All
no,
right.
This is the tip for any of our listeners who may steal $1 million from a hot bisexual millionaire.
Was it $1 million?
I don't know how much it was.
I think it was like 25 grand.
100.
Oh. No wonder she wouldn't say
the
where
point
it was.
is, when you meet your cellie for the first time...
Don't quiver in the corner.
Hello, how do you do? My name is Helena Peabody. Fake an American accent if you have to.
I don't think they can do that. Have you ever heard a British person fake an American accent?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
They sound like a Mr. Magoo or something.
Even better, don't say anything.
So then we go to the boring-ass apartment complex with Shane and Paige, the
Mama
lovely
Shane
young
and Mama Paige.
couple, blossoming into a new healthy relationship together. And this is when we see the shimmering light that is Shane back in session.
Yes, this is our Shane that we know and love and missed.
Yes, this is our Shane. Open the door, there's a boob on her head, and she's like, hi. I feel so proud. That was great. Some may call it a problem. Some may call it a What?
If there's a boob on your head, I don't see the problem.
You know what? I love it when, like, shit happens like that. She's caught red-handed, and she still has comic relief. She's like, hi.
Well, really, what else are you going to say? You got to say something.
I think most people it would be a swear word.
Oh, this boob on my head? It's not what it looks like.
It's not what you think.
She had something in her eye.
What? What's that
I'm just
look?
listening.
You're giving me a tight lip.
I was just thinking about a boob on her head, and I wasn't
God.
listening to you.
Okay, I don't even know why I'm here anymore. Why don't you just sit here and think about boobs on the podcast? That'd be entertaining.
Okay, the best thing about this, though, is that Shane was getting a little boring. Like, by season 3, it's like, okay, she fucks a lot of chicks. Big fucking deal. Yay, more boobs. Shane's fucking some girl. But then she did this whole weird season 4 introspection, I need a family thing, which itself, that was kind of interesting. But by now, I'm like, okay, I'm done with the whole I need a daddy issue. So it's even better now. Okay, if she had just been a playa the whole time, that'd be kind of boring. But now it's like fresh again. I hope that happens in every episode. Like some person is walking into a room and randomly Shane's there with a boob on her head. Like the babysitter. Bet comes home. Where's the babysitter? Oh, it's Shane.
With a boob on her head again.
Phyllis goes to her office at work. Oops, there's Shane.
There was a lot of sex on the floor in this show. 2 out of 3 of the sex scenes were on the floor. Were there only 3 sex scenes? Oh, there were 4 sex scenes. We don't do booby counts anymore. Let's do a booby count. We saw Alice's boobs, Tasha's boobs,
Shane's boobs,
and the girl's boobs.
One of the real estate agents.
Okay, wow. Boobs. Both boobs were naked. We just were only privy to one.
We saw Beth's boobs in a bra, which is the most of Beth's boobs you'll ever see because she has that contract. And we saw a little bit of side boob on Tina.
There was a lot of boobage in this show.
They are taking our requests.
Yay! Okay, next scene. Oh, it was the whole Jenny thing, which I don't know what to say about it yet.
I was at Playa del Carmen. I stayed at La Tortuga Inn. Then I went to Tulum. Whatever. Shulha's for tourists.
I can't even... What was that? They did a lot of, like, location name dropping.
Only places we went.
I know.
And mentioned on the podcast that we went to.
That was really weird.
It was.
And our dog's name is Sounder. Why'd you look at me like our dog's name is not Sounder?
I didn't.
I can prove it. Sounder! Oh, there he comes. Hi, Sounder.
Hi, Bacon. I changed his name to Bacon. Look, he answers to it.
When we first got the dog, we gave him a different name. What was his name?
Stuart Little.
Oh, Stuart. Stuart!
Bacon!
Then we changed his name to Lewis. What the fuck's wrong with us? He's like, make up your mind, dyke. I'm a dog. I don't care. Take me for a walk and feed me, bitches.
Lewis would never call us bitches.
He might. Well, he would say it in a comedic way.
Why do people call each other bitches?
We're his hoes. When you don't know it, but when we're out walking him together and we pass another dog, he's like, "That's right, I got 2 hoes."
No,
I was just
if
talking
he
about
could talk,
this
he
with
would sound
someone.
like Helena Peabody. Hello, how do you do?
No. He'd be more like, "Shit happens." What? Shit what? That's how Lewis would sound.
No, you're making me laugh too hard to talk. It hurts in right here.
Well, I don't understand why we have such different opinions on our own dog's voice.
Well, okay, he's blonde and curly. He doesn't sound like a gangsta.
Yeah, you're right. He's fucking British. God damn it. Anyway, so Jenny went on this, I don't even know what, vision quest. Why did she go to Mexico?
To meet a billionaire.
It's ridiculous. And now she's a director. This whole like straight farm girl from Ohio turns into, it's like she's gone from 0 to 1,000 in a couple of years. Now she's directing a film.
Jenny was in Playa del Carmen? Inconceivable!
What?
That's the guy she's with.
Huh?
She's with the guy from the Princess Bride, who always says inconceivable.
Jesus Christ, I can't. What is lesbian obsession with the Princess Bride and
No,
Ghostbusters?
this is just a female obsession with the Princess Bride, because it's like the best movie ever. The movie, didn't it used to be Les Girls, and now it's Lay Girls or La Girls?
I thought that too. I don't know. I don't quite know what's going on with that. What did you think of? What's the deal?
It's like le. It's like la. It's like la. It's like le.
It's like
le. Girl.
I don't get it. I understood she had some psychological weirdness because she was reliving childhood nightmares or whatever. Fine. She's artistic, so I give her a whole hell of a lot of leeway for being artistic. If you're an artist, I think you can get away with whatever the fuck you want. But I don't get it, because she wasn't like this before, and it's not just directed at Tina. At first, I thought it was just going to be directed at Tina.
Which would be funny.
Yeah. But no, she's just like turned into she's turned into you, Elka. That's how you are in real life.
Wish. I would love to be that way.
Oh,
that'd
right.
be awesome.
I don't pay you to think.
Like, it's funny, and so they've just decided to completely throw away all the character development from seasons 1 and 2 and make her into a totally different person.
No, I think she's supposed to be literally like a psychopath now. Mental patient material.
When Tina came to her house and she saw like croissants, oh my god! She was like, she reminded me of that show Intervention. Like when they go to the crazy drug addict's house and try and make them eat food or stop doing drugs for 5 minutes. That's what Jenny acts like.
I don't understand what you're talking about. She came to the house and she was like, I brought coffee and croissants so we could go over the script.
Right, and Jenny's like, oh my god, I don't eat that. And then she's
she didn't want the fatty food. I'm confused.
She's insane.
Yeah, okay. Well, hello, I said that 5 minutes ago.
But she's insane in a
croissant
different way than she used to be insane.
Which means she's literally like a mental patient. Well,
they just rewrote her character. Like, everybody hates Jenny, and so they just decided to give up and just make her into this thing for comic relief. So I don't know. Why do they even hang out with her?
Yeah. Why does Shane like her?
The only reason Shane likes her is because there's no other reason for Jenny to be on the show.
Did they ever have sex?
No.
Maybe that's why Shane still likes her.
Maybe. Although at the beginning, Shane's like, oh, she's so fucking hot.
She would never say that.
That girl's fucking hot.
I don't know, but she's fucking hot.
Dude.
I'd like to eat her strawberry on a whipped cream plate in Louisiana. What were those references? Yeah, that's how lesbians talk. And we call each other sister all the time. When was the last time you called somebody sister who wasn't indeed your sister?
It was like a gay guy, probably. I was like, sister, please.
This was the clincher for me when Jenny was being a dick face and Tina and the dude were talking on the side and she was like, who's that? And the guy's like, that's Jenny's assistant. And then Tina says, since when does Jenny have an assistant? The expression on Tina's face, she was like, ah? As soon as I saw that expression, I was like, oh my God, I love Tina. What the fuck? I started to question everything. My sexuality, my own being. I was like, what's going on? She's hilarious.
How is Jenny going to direct a film?
She can't. Obviously, she's going to fail miserably. Okay, what is your prediction for her?
I feel like they're going to make her act like a huge asshole, and then something's bad is going to happen to her, and we're all supposed to be happy that something bad happened to her because she's a jerk. And I think that's stupid. But I think that's what's going to happen.
I still like her. Oh, you know what it is?
What?
Since they're stealing everything else from the Planet Podcast, they stole Crazy Jenny. They took us literally. They're like, all right, we're just going to make her into a crazy motherfucking bitch. And now she is. Because we called her Crazy Jenny.
I love how we're being all, like, paranoid.
Paranoid?
Like, oh my God, they're watching
better be
us.
paranoid for stealing our material.
There's cameras in the toilet.
Oh, gross. What if there were? You can see the logs coming out. Again, pleasant little flashback from the past. Reminder of who Shane was. Shane drinking a beer on the porch, and then Bet comes over, and they're like, hey, hey!
Are they elves and they're going to sing a song? What's that?
No, but they're like, hey, and then she's like, what's up? The whole, like, friendship between Bet and Shane sitting out on the porch because she fucked some girl again and got in trouble. It's like a flash from the past.
I love it because at first you think Shane's going to be all torn and distraught about Paige, and she's like, fuck it. And that's it for Paige.
Do you think they're going to get rid of her?
She's gone.
Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. I like that. I like her.
I liked Paigezilla, but I also like that Shane has this whole huge thing last season where she's falling for Paigezilla, and she wants to have the little family, and then she's like, fuck it. It's a pain in the ass. Fuck her.
Well, yeah, that's what happens sometimes.
What's the deal with Phyllis and Joyce in bed? They're cute. They're together in bed. And then Joyce opens her mouth. And this sound comes out.
Groaning. Oh my!
At first, I thought it was like an earthquake or an avavalance. It was okay.
I thought she was burping and she was speaking. She's
like,
I don't know.
Do the sound. She's like,
she's like a zombie. Oh, that was the best sex I've ever had.
Was it?
And like you see the inside of her teeth, and you're like, when is she gonna stop speaking?
She has the voice that Max dreams of.
That's what Max's voice is gonna be like when he's older.
She must smoke 1,000 cigarettes every day.
Oh my God. Do you think that's what it is?
I don't know.
Her whole character is just like...
No, I like her. I think she's
No,
cool,
I like the character too, but everything she does is like, what? She's just a little bit too edgy and squared off. I don't know.
So what's with everybody on the L Word wearing hoop earrings and 10,000 tiny bracelets?
Oh, you want to talk about the... Okay, let's talk about the looks. We already did Kit's hair. Otherwise, Kit looks pretty much the same.
Except for that she's trying to be Cleopatra.
With the hair.
Yeah.
Right. Alice's hair is longer.
Alice's hair looked great.
I thought it looked okay. I have a feeling it might change mid-season. And then...
It always does.
Oh, it does?
Her hair is constantly changing.
Bet's hair is shorter and her waistline is higher.
Bet's hair was kind of boring.
Yeah. It's a little bit younger now. Jody's hair looked the same to me.
Yeah.
Who's left? Shane's pretty much the same. It's a little bit shorter.
Tina's got the best hair she's ever had right now.
I thought her hair was good last season, but it looked pretty much the same as it did last season, I think. Several of the actresses look like they were on vacation recently. Like, they're all they probably really did go to Tulum.
Oh, and Jenny's hair looks ridiculous.
I don't remember what her hair looks like.
It looks like one of those black witch wigs that you buy at Halloween.
Wow.
It's just long and black and straight, and it is kind of gross. I think the only problem with Jenny's hair is that it looks really fake. It's fake. And it just looks... I wouldn't be against her having long hair if it looked a little bit more natural.
Helena would probably look better if she wore a color other than orange jumpsuit. But other than
Are you kidding? Helena looks awesome in the orange pajamas.
I was kidding.
Dana's hair looked good.
Who else is left? Tasha looks pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Same little bun in the back. Is that all the characters? Who'd we forget? Then we have the Mama Bumblebee reference. Rip-off.
You can try and tell me what to say on the podcast, but I will never take your sticky notes.
She was very offended by those sticky notes.
Take your sticky notes.
It's
because they were mauve.
I hate when people say mauve. It's mauve.
I know. I think they did that on purpose because people that say mauve, it's like, oh, mauve? You don't say mauve?
It's an alternate pronunciation, and it's very telling. Unless you're an interior decorator or a designer, say mauve. Seriously.
They made her say mauve on purpose, for sure. And next she's going to talk about how someone seems very mature.
I noticed she uses the word pariah a lot. She used it last season.
I know. You're right. She goes on about the pariah thing. What comes next, Mama Bumblebee?
The pool scene where Tina takes her top off. Why did she take her top off?
Maybe she just wanted an even tan and there was no ulterior motive. Did you notice anything different about Tina?
I wouldn't go over to my ex's pool and take my top off.
Oh, yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't. I actually just tried to picture the situation, and I definitely probably would not.
You took your top off in my mom's pool. You take your top off everywhere we go. I can't keep a shirt on this girl.
Not at all. We were only in that pool with your mom.
That's why it was awkward.
Oh, God.
No, but Did you notice anything different about Tina in that scene? Like, Laurel Hallman looks the hottest that she's ever looked ever. I don't know what happened. Like, she had a baby right before last season.
A real
and
baby.
She was, yeah, in real life. And she was still losing the baby
Not
weight.
one of those fake babies.
She's been doing Pilates. She's been doing wheatgrass shakes, or I don't know what, but she looks really amazing.
I actually didn't notice. The thought that crossed my mind was actually the opposite. Not that she looked bad, because I thought that she looked good, but I thought that it was whatever they were trying to hide was hidden in the big floaty thing, because everybody looks good from behind, unless you're really ridiculous. She was behind the floaty in the pool, so they didn't really actually show that much of her. They didn't show her stomach, which is where the baby came out of.
Oh, is that how that happens?
I'm just saying.
Well, no, but it
was camouflage.
That's not the purpose of it, though. It was like she was almost showing her boobs, but not quite. That's where the tease comes from.
I think
it
was
LGB
baby
tease.
baby
it was
flub.
Like, I think a little bit of baby flub is cute.
Well, she looked good. I'll give you that. But I also noticed the flotation device hiding.
Wait, are you talking about her boobs or the actual?
Boobs don't float. You have this misconception.
What?
You think that people's boobs float. Do your boobs float?
I don't have boobs. I don't
You
know
have
what boobs
boobs.
do. That's why I'm obsessed with boobs. I'm the opposite of Max. I'm like, I want some boobs.
Okay, they don't float. I've noticed
Now
this
I'm just
about you in certain
imagining a whole pool full of
circumcision.
floating boobs
Ew.
with chicks attached.
Well, you need to clarify that statement.
She was
Anyway,
behind the floaty
yeah.
to like make it a little tease for Beth.
Okay. Okay.
If it happened to hide the baby flub, that was just secondary. Okay, but no, as soon as she takes her top off, all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
Yeah.
bounce chicka bounce bounce.
Oh, yeah, the
What was
saxophone
with that?
stripper music.
Showtime After Dark.
It went from like
smooth
chimes.
jazz saxophone.
It's a pool scene. So there's like this chimey music, like boom, boom, boom. And then the top comes off and a low saxophone starts playing. And then Bet's like walking by seductively, circling her prey. I did like the music for the whole episode. It could have been better, but it wasn't. It was good.
Yeah, they had some gossip in there. They had the smooth jazz stylings of
Someone.
the hotel saxophone player.
And then comes the killer line.
She's not very subtle, is she, this Bet?
Well, neither is Tina.
So what are you doing for sex? Just lay it out there, Bet.
It's not like I didn't go for months at a time when we were together. Ouch! Stab.
Burn.
But that's weird because that made it seem like she was relying on this Bet to make the move. She could have initiated sex.
She had a computer.
I thought that whole exchange was pretty interesting. It was like the baby, Mama Bumblebee, remove the baby, make her poop, put her down for a nap.
Is it time for nappy? I want to poop.
I actually didn't catch that until you pointed it out. I think that little actress, is it the same actress?
Yeah, of course.
I know. I just wanted to hear you say that. I think that actress just said that. They're like, time for a nap. No, I have to poop now. Jennifer. They had to cut it out when she's like, Mrs. Beals, I have to go poop.
It's probably hard for her to memorize her lines. She's an infant.
She's like 4. What are you going to tell your kid? Because I think it's gross when people say poop.
She said potty.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. But my kid's going to say poop because I think it'll be funny.
No. I think potty's better. Poop, it's like you imagine the log. I have
And
to
then they're
make a
like-
poop now.
They're like, I made a poopy. They're so proud of it.
Then they go to jail to visit Helena, which is probably my favorite scene in the whole show. Just
Before
because...
Shane even gets to the visitor center, she's got like 10 hoes lined up. She's like, are you going to still be here later, sugar?
Yeah, where
She
the
calls
fuck
her
am I going
sugar.
to go? That was awesome.
Where
She's
do you
like, "Look at
get
these
mascara
beautiful women."
in prison?
Mascara?
That prisoner was wearing
Well, they were just
full-on
in
makeup.
county jail or something. I don't know. Why do I even know that that's a difference? Apparently, you can have mascara in a county jail, but not in prison. I don't know.
That's what they search for in the cavity. No fucking mascara in prison.
Hey, you could use that shit as a weapon. You could melt it down and make a, what do they call them?
A shank?
Yeah.
Mascara shank.
Shank by Revlon.
This is obviously the best scene in the whole show.
Because of Shane's line delivery, facial expressions, and overall cuteness.
And Helena, too. She's, like, completely insane.
What was with them? Yeah. Helena's. She's a fucking nervous wreck. That's like a straight girl right before you have sex with her for the first time. She's like, I don't know.
There are no sheets. There's no sheets.
I love
no sheets.
Oh, God.
So they give her some good advice, though. You should lay low, stand up for yourself, be an alpha
you can't
female,
do both of those.
Hide out, don't get noticed, pick a fight. What?
They didn't say pick a fight. Yeah, Elena, you go in there and get scrappy.
She needs to stand up for herself. And Shane's like, oh, really? Like, she didn't say, oh, really? She was like, O-R-L-Y. She said it out loud. I didn't know you could. But she's like, oh, really? I'm so sure. No, Tina. Oh, really? She's an alpha female. She's British.
But the best was when they were trying to explain to her, like, don't drop the soap.
Don't drop the soap.
Don't drop the soap. I wouldn't.
What does that mean? Shane, I wouldn't.
She just had the most serious, like, I wouldn't do it.
As if she's saying, well, I wouldn't wear the gold shoes. I wouldn't.
What does that mean?
Can I wear this mascara with my shank? I wouldn't.
Is it because... I don't know if I know what it means. Okay,
I think I would.
Do you know what it means?
What means?
The drop the soap thing?
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't, but I have some theories. I've heard this
Let's
before.
Hear your theory.
Do you definitely know what it means, or do you have a theory on what it means?
Well, I think I know what it means, but I never, like, looked up the definition of don't drop the soap.
All right. Well, I've heard it before, but only in, like, a jokey reference. Except for on the L word this time, it seemed serious. Shane was like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Okay, so my theories are, don't drop the soap. So you're in prison, and they probably have, like, a community shower, or at least a shared, like, you don't get your own shower cleaned every day. So don't drop the soap because it's probably not clean on the floor. Then you have to pick the soap up and put it on your body.
Yeah, but it's soap. It's inherently clean.
That's untrue. Is that it?
No, that's not
okay.
it, and you know it.
No, I wasn't sure. But, okay, then, judging by your reaction, I think it's a sexual thing.
Oh, you do?
So you drop the soap. Obviously, you drop it. You have to bend over to get it. But what? They're girls. Like, if it was boys, then with girls, they're not going to be like, ooh, look at that asshole. I want to put my thumb in it. What? Or do you put the soap in there?
You mean you put the soap in their butt?
I don't know. Okay, so what do you think it is?
I think that I would just not use soap at all if I were in prison, and that would probably help on both.
What
people
do you
wouldn't
think
bother
that it
you
means, though?
Because you'd be the stinky girl, and you wouldn't have to worry about dropping the soap.
I think they make you. Soap. They probably hose your ass down, literally your ass. What does it really mean, though? Is it the second one?
I think it is.
But what about with girls? Because they're like, don't do it.
Okay, remember that movie American History X?
Yes.
No.
Why?
Why? Okay, remember the movie Deliverance? No. Wait,
I don't remember that movie.
How do I put this?
What?
I don't know.
Penis Party 09?
Boner Jam So 7?
No, I want to know what you're going at now.
I don't know. I was just leading you on.
Okay, so it really doesn't make sense, am I right, with a girl?
Yes, you're right.
Unless you think it's like showing off the goods, like, oh, look at that.
That's not what you look at, though.
I do.
Okay, you're in the shower. There's naked ladies everywhere. You don't want to see their buttholes.
Okay, but if somebody bent over that looked like
away.
Helena Peabody.
Well, look like her.
I'd look away too.
I would want to know if
have you ever group showered?
I'm
Wait,
thinking.
let me clarify this. Like in a gym type of situation, not like in your apartment.
Because
in college.
Like it's obvious.
No, well, okay.
I don't know, probably.
In gym class or something?
Yeah.
I can't imagine you group showering.
Well, I don't know if I ever have. I'm not very sporty, but...
One time we went to the spa and they're like, why don't you guys both go into that shower? We were
was-
like, okay, if you insist. It was a huge shower though. But there weren't other people in there.
And when you dropped the soap, I stuck my thumb right up
There
your
was
butt.
no soap. Oh yes, there was. Ew! Your thumb.
I think that's what the soap dropping's about. It's a
Thumb in the
sticker.
butt?
Uh-huh.
For men and women? Or just women? Just women. Because men have penises.
No, it's probably a thumb.
Why the fuck would they put their thumb in your ass?
Because they probably think it's funny.
Oh. It's like a joke.
No, I don't know.
I'm fucking with you, I know.
Okay. If any of our listeners has spent some time in prison.
I wonder if a prison... Okay, just imagine this situation. There's a bunch of burly-looking men or women. It doesn't matter. Let's say men. It's group shower. There's shower heads. Hitler-esque situation. And then... plop. Somebody actually does accidentally drop the soap. Do you think they're just like, oh, God, somebody dropped the soap? Or do you think the guy picks it up, keeps washing? Or do you think they don't pick it up?
They don't pick it up.
Just because of this stupid, don't drop the soap, I wouldn't. That's dumb. Yes. It's a waste of my tax dollars. I'm going to write a letter to someone and be like, you need to insist that they pick up the soap. What? Why are you laughing?
Instead of getting ready for the party, Alice is watching CNN and crying.
And so Shane comes over and tries to get her drunk.
And calls her Pumpkin. What's with
she
all
did?
the nicknames? She called Alice Pumpkin.
Aw, I
called
didn't hear that.
She called Bet Missy.
Yeah,
She's
that's
like, you
funny.
stay here, Missy. She called the girl in prison Sugar. Shane is turning into the Sawyer of the L word. She's got a nickname for everybody.
I couldn't figure out what they were drinking. Was it liquor?
It looked like tequila.
Okay.
They're going to Phyllis's coming out party. Okay, so they're trying to make Jenny look bad in this scene. It's not working. First of all, Jenny Schechter is no Meryl Streep. She's trying to be the Devil Wears Prada, but she just is a little whiny and neurotic. She's pissed off at her intern for going to church on Sunday instead of working for her.
It's her paid assistant.
Okay, but
if my assistant was like, I have to go to church, I'd be like,
you're fired.
Just that alone, I'd be like, you have to do something really stupid, like count these paper clips and organize them by size.
And color. No. I need my files in a rainbow color.
What?
Jesus will still be there on Monday, but your job might not.
Jesus, fuck me in my neck hole.
They're trying to make Jenny look mean that she won't let the girl go to church, but I wouldn't let my assistant go to church either. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Well, you wouldn't hire somebody if you knew they went to church.
That's illegal.
But you wouldn't hire somebody. It's not illegal. You can hire whoever the fuck you want. They're your personal assistant. That means that they have to fit your personal style. They have to redeem all of your personal needs. A churchgoer can't do that. They're living in a fantasy world. I don't want somebody living in a fantasy world. One week they're going to be going to church. The next week they're going to be like, I have to go up to the North Pole and find Santa Claus.
So, whatever. She fucking quits. The end. So, Shane is trying to hook Tina up with the Pulitzer-winning scientist. And she
Maybe
goes up
she's
and
a writer
like,
scientist.
you have beautiful eyes, which is like the most lame pickup line ever in history, right?
Yes.
She says that on purpose.
Right.
Shane's trying not to pick the girl up, and she can't help it. Can I get you a banana daiquiri?
And that's
Shane's
it.
back. It's Shane.
So then Shane goes over and talks to her friends again. And just as she's saying, being single's not so bad, boom, she turns around. Paige Zilla's there with her claws out.
So Paige stomps up. Boom. Boom. I will crush your cheeky. How could you?
Paige Zilla. Boom, boom, boom. So then she's like, I can accept it. It's just sex.
I was so surprised by that. And I'm like, oh my God, this is Shane. This is what she does. She makes a perfectly reasonable adult like Paige turn into like this clingy, because she gets this look in her eye. Do you know what I'm talking about? First Paige is like, how can you cheat on me? I know you have a problem. And then she gets that crazy look in her eye. The one eye kind of goes off to the side. She's like, I understand. This is just how Carmen was. Carmen was like so in love with Shane that she couldn't see anything. And now all of a sudden Paige, Zilla, is totally insane. Like, I can overlook it. You can, it's fine. Just come home with me right now. It was sad.
It was sad.
That's it for Paige. I think she leaves and goes off to Painkiller Jane.
One thing that I really like, in my lifetime, I never thought I was going to start a sentence that began with, one thing I really love about Sybil Shepherd is... Because I mean, she's all right, whatever. But one thing I really love about her, Sybil Shepherd, is I think she's half drunk all the time in real life. It's awesome. I think she was really drunk at that party.
She looked like she was having a good time.
I know. I love that about her. I think she might have an alcohol problem / fun life.
That's our favorite.
I know. Okay, so then we go from...
Yeah, well, that basically just boils down to Phyllis wants some pussy. She doesn't want just Joyce's pussy. She wants all the pussy. And who can blame her?
That's kind of sad. They're a cute older couple, but it's also funny that she's like, look, a sea of lesbians.
It's just like people say when you come out, it's like you just turned 13 and you're emotionally 13. Because they probably would be a good couple, but she's a little baby and she's not ready for a long-term relationship. That's why you should come out when you are actually a teenager. Well, so you could be a grown-up by the time you're a grown-up.
True, because you have to go through all of those immature emotions again about how you feel about people, and you see it all the time in like 20-something lesbians. You're in your late 20s or mid to late 20s. Normally that's the era of a person's life where they would like move in together for the first time or something. For lesbians, they move in together sometimes, but they act like 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad. It is.
You should be mature and adult like Casey and myself.
I think a lot of lesbians are on like the 10-year delay.
It's true. Well, I think all the gays are.
Because you're not allowed to be yourself for that much longer.
But it can be fun, though.
Plus, you end up dating a lot of younger women.
Look,
see,
it's so British. Lewis, cut it out.
He's grumbling.
Lou, stop it.
Come here, Lou.
Stuart, bacon. Okay, I have 2 words for you, and you tell me if you find these words deeply offensive. Table, cloth.
Yeah, that was... I don't like
How
her.
How dare you put a green cloth on my table?
I've never had a tablecloth before. And she touches it as if she's never felt material before. She's like, oh.
What is this cloth of which you speak?
What are these dishes? We usually just eat directly out of the food receptacle.
The table is for sex. You eat your food over the sink.
This is for mixing paints and bonding metals together with a large blowtorch.
Man, if my girlfriend ever bought me a tablecloth, I would dump her ass immediately.
We don't own a tablecloth.
How dare she? No, we did own a tablecloth. Remember, you used it to cover your scooter.
You look mad about it.
Well, I'm sure you bought this tablecloth and you used it for a scooter cover.
Snag in it. Okay, it was like a woven tablecloth, and it got a huge snag right in the middle, so I wasn't going to put it on the table again. Yeah, I can't believe you remember that. Yeah, that was weird. And that sex scene, or whatever you want to call it, that sensual scene, was a little bit too long for me. I actually was like, all right, what do you want to do after the show?
Well, it was funny because Jody puts a blindfold on Bet and
it
like,
wasn't
kisses
funny.
her neck, and it's like, we're in the 5th season and she's blindfolded. Is this like kink for oldsters 101? It's a blindfold. We are way past that. We've had Jenny and Carmen on the toilet peeing on each other.
Oh my God.
We had boob slapping. We had Dana blindfolded naked in front of the refrigerator with Alice feeding her various food items. We are way past
Yeah.
JB with a blindfold, wearing her bra, getting kissed on the neck.
It wasn't supposed to be about
We're
that.
varsity. And that was
JB.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a power issue, a control issue. What? Lesson? Who cares if she's a control freak? That's why we like her. It's hilarious.
I know. And plus, you can't buy a gift for your girlfriend. I think that Jody is using that Bet is a known control freak to manipulate her into being more submissive and giving in to Jody's little whims. Like, what's wrong with buying your girlfriend a gift?
What has Jody ever done to be likable?
She's an artist.
Usually that would work for me, but in this situation, it's not.
It's because you don't
She's
like
a
sculpture.
woman, she's an artist, and she can't really talk. That's like a dream woman in a lot of ways. But she is like... I find her annoying and not likable. I wanted to like her.
I feel like Jody is there to train Bet to be a better girlfriend when she finally gets back together with Tina.
Well, obviously, something's going to happen with Ben and Tina.
Ben and Tina need to get married. They need to get back together.
Then we see Shane at Wax, and it's on fire.
Arson. Arson.
Well, yeah, it's obviously arson. Do you have any theories? Because
I don't have a theory. I know.
It's definitely not obvious. Who do you think did it?
Okay, the first time I watched the show, I'm like, oh my God, I wonder who burned down Wax. There's so many girls that Shane's fucked over. It could have been Carmen. It could have been
That's what
Paige.
you thought?
It could have been...
I didn't think it was going to be a girl.
Lisa, Lacey, Brandy, or the real
Buffy
estate
Smuffy
agent herself. And you'll never know who burned it down because there's so many choices. And then I thought about it for 30 seconds and I realized, obviously, who burned Wax down. I'll give you a hint.
Wait.
It's not Mark, Grace, Manny, or Tim.
Well, it's not Paige.
Because that's too obvious.
Yeah. Okay, who?
Do you really want me to tell you who
Yeah,
did it? This is just my theory, but it's probably a spoiler because I know I'm right.
Okay.
Wax was arsoned by Jared,
Who?
Paige's son. Obviously, he's the one that burned Wax down.
Who cares?
He doesn't get to live by the pool. He doesn't get to be with Shay. His mom's heart got broken. That's who burned Wax down. I am 100% sure of it. You could take it to the bank and cash it.
But then what? Who cares?
I think he did it because he was mad that he doesn't get to live by the pool. Because plus, when Paige was mad at Shane in the bar, she's like, and why did you tell Jared that Shay was going to come live with us? That's not true.
Okay, well, that's a good theory. I think you may be right. Then we go back to Alice's apartment.
She's still crying watching CNN.
She looks cute. She has my glasses on. And
there's a knock at the door late at night.
Wait.
Who is it?
Why did she just look through
You try it.
No, hers wasn't that low. That was like,
who is it? Who is it? She needs Joyce Wishnia there.
you could see her actually trying to get the, like, her shoulders got all big and square. She's like, who is it? Why didn't she just look through the peephole?
She didn't have a peephole.
Yes, she did. Because after Tasha says, open the door, then she looks through the peephole.
I don't think so.
Maybe she didn't want to look because then people can see, like, you know how you can tell if somebody's looking through it?
But she said, who is it? They know there's a person there.
That's true. I don't know.
Anyway, Tasha is miraculously not in Iraq, which I am so glad of because I didn't want to see the scenes where Tasha's in Iraq because I thought it'd be really cheesy. So it's good for that.
Then they have sex on the rug.
In Alice's hallway because that's her whole apartment.
That's like the center of the earth, I think.
Alice's hallway. So if
Has
you
there
watched this episode online, think you didn't get to see that scene.
Wow.
And it's not very long, but it is definitely worth seeing the full version so that you can see Nikki, Alice, and Tasha getting it on in the hallway.
Tasha's boobies.
Alice's and Tasha's.
Together, touching on the floor.
Well, Alice asked Tasha if she was in trouble.
Oh.
And Tasha's just like, doop-de-doo.
I missed you.
Can't answer you. Got a mouthful of your vagina.
So obviously she is. If you see the scenes from next week, she's being investigated for homosexual conduct.
How terrible.
I'd like to be investigated for homosexual conduct by
Let me
you.
search your cavities for mascara.
Ew. That's it. Episode 1. Down the tubes. How many are there this season? 11 more?
I guess I didn't count, but there's usually 12.
All right, we're 1/12
How do you feel
of the
about
way.
the kickoff of season 5?
I think it was really good.
Me too.
And there were boobs. boobies. All kinds of boobies.
And no penises or back knee men.
That's right, there weren't any men.
And Max kept his box of cocks under his bed
his
where
box.
it belongs. We didn't have to hear about Max peeing in public. It was great. There was no Betty.
The Betty Free episode was very nice. What do you think's going to happen on the next show?
Well, I don't remember because I only saw the scenes from next week once and we didn't record them. But didn't they show like a nerdy, mousy girl character? Okay, since Jenny Schechter turned into Lindsay Lohan, they're going to have a new person come in to be like old Jenny. And that's going to be what Nerdy Girl does. She's going to be exactly like old Jenny.
Who's Nerdy Girl?
There was a nerdy girl in the previews for next week.
Define nerdy.
Maybe it'll be Jenny's new assistant.
Without looking directly into your reflection.
What?
Wait.
What?
Define nerdy.
She had like brown hair and glasses and she was shy.
Oh.
My hair is not brown and I am not shy.
Okay. Send your comments, questions, concerns, complaints, favorite sexual position, whatever you want, to theplanetcast@gmail.com.
As always, you can leave a message for us at the listener hotline at 206-203-3552. That's 206-203-ELKA. You can chat with other listeners about the L word or whatever strikes your little fancy on our forum, theplanetcast.proboards106.com. Until next week.
Adios, amigas.
Bye-bye, toe.
Picture yourself in a living room, your pipe and slippers set out for you. I know you think that it ain't too far, but I hear a call of a lifetime ring. Felt the need to get up for it. Oh, and cut out the middleman. You're free from the middleman. You got no time for the messenger. Got no regard for the thing that you don't understand. You got no fear of the underdog. That's why you will not survive.
Stab my eye
You don't
out.
find that-
Stab my eye out.
What?
I'm going to stab my eye out.
Well, I don't know who that artist is.
Do
Do you? Honey.
You don't like the Mario song?
Where's the connect to button?
Do do do. Do 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 do.